Well, it has been a busy week for K-State basketball. Channel 8's sports reporter Monty Thompson takes a look at K-State's loss to Iowa State and more. Monty?
Welcome to this week's Sports Update. I'm Monty Thompson. Well, February is here, and both K-State basketball teams are right around the midway point of their conference schedules. But for Frank Martin and his squad, things haven't been going too well. After a disappointing loss to the Oklahoma Sooners last week here in Bramwich Coliseum, the Wildcats traveled up to Ames, Iowa to take on the Cyclones of Iowa State. Unfortunately, the Wildcats let another close game slip away from them after giving up a 14-point lead in the second half. A last-second shot by forward Royce White clinched the win for the Cyclones and sent K-State home with its sixth loss of the season. Coach Martin and the players will have to bounce back quickly as the guys prepare to host the Texas A&M Aggies this Saturday at 6. However, things are looking a little brighter for the women as they returned home earlier this week from a win in Stillwater following a win over the Oklahoma State Cowgirls. Over the past couple of weeks, the Wildcats have dropped 3 games back-to-back in Big 12 play. That, however, came to an end after Brittany Chambers posted her third double-double of the season against the Cowgirls and led all scorers with an impressive 29 points. Chambers and the rest of the team will be back in action tonight as the Wildcats travel to Austin, Texas to take on the Texas Longhorns. K-State isn't the only team in town playing basketball, though. For Manhattan High School, the season is just over the halfway mark, and both teams will be back in action this week. On Friday, the Indians are set to host the West Topeka High School Chargers, and tip-off is scheduled to get underway at 6 o'clock as the girls look to improve upon their 11-1 record. Here to fill us in a little bit more on what to expect for the upcoming basketball season is the Assistant Sports Director from the Wildcat 91.9, Daniel Flores. Daniel, thanks for being here.
No problem,
As we say, K-State has the men's basketball team has lost 2 really heart-wrenching games back-to-back. This coming off this really bad loss at Ames. They already have to get back in action already with Texas A&M coming to town. What does K-State need to focus on going into this Saturday?
Well, I think this is a must-win for the Wildcats, really. I mean, after losing to Iowa State, that was a must-win as well. I mean, the record keeps decreasing for them. They keep losing, so eventually they're going to have to find a win if they want to get into the tournament still. Right now, I don't know if 5 teams are even going to get into the tournament.
Yeah, it's looking like that. K-State's really going through a hard stretch. We still have to play KU, Baylor, and Missouri. They're still left on the schedule, and K-State right now is currently on the bubble. So what does K-State need to do for the remainder of the season in order to make sure they get into the NCAA tournament?
I think they've just got to keep developing, really. Right now, in the stages of the season, this is really a still young Wildcat team. I mean, they've still got the potential to keep getting it better. So, I mean, I don't know what they've got to develop their posts, and they've got to develop some guard play. I mean, we can't keep making freshman mistakes either. Too much foul trouble, too many turnovers. They've got to cut down on that.
You say we got to step up on some things. The big issue for the team right now seems to be leadership. A lot of people are talking about how the team is lacking a leader, a go-to guy like Jacob Pullen last year, Michael Beasley in the years before. Who really needs to step up right now for the Wildcats to ensure that if these close games can end with a W for the Wildcats?
Well, Ronnie Magruder has been kind of struggling a little bit. I mean, he's been great at home, but at the same time, he can't carry the team by himself. This is a team that's really meant to be balanced. I think the Angel Rodriguez as a young freshman needs to step up. And not only that, but Will Sperling needs to start hitting his threes as well. I mean, all of these guards need to start doing their job.
Yeah, I definitely do. On a side note, let's talk about a little bit of football. Football season ended just last month with a loss to Arkansas in the Cotton Bowl. But over the break, K-State lost its defensive coordinator, Chris Kosh. The Wildcats' defense has been struggling a bit over the past few years, but rush defense was pretty good this last season. Who right now are the top prospects for the Wildcat football's defense?
I mean, right now, still got a pretty good solid defense coming back. I mean, lost a couple of defensive linemen, but you still have the hardened core of the team. I mean, besides Garrett and Hartman leaving as well, you've still got Alan Chapman, Nigel Malone, hopefully he comes back, doesn't go to the NFL, and Arthur Brown coming back as well, very solid linebacker. I don't know who can fill in right now as the defensive coordinator, but rumors are that Air Force has a guy that the Wildcats are interested in, but I think they'll still have a solid defense.
Yeah, definitely a lot of talk about the defensive coordinator coming up. Nothing kind of set in stone. Back to basketball, the women's team, coming off a big win, they were kind of struggling as well as the men. Conference hasn't been good to either team. Is this a sign of that double round robin system that's changed as the Big 12, I should say, dropped down to 10 teams? Or would you just say it's an effect of the Wildcats?
I mean, right now, the Lady Wildcats are struggling mainly because they've had issues just like the men. They've had turnovers. Jelena Childs has struggled the past 2 games with 5 turnovers. I think right now they just need their leaders to step up. Jelena Childs has been doing a good job. Brittany Chambers, though, has been in a little bit of a slump the past couple of games at home. She needs to come into her own and start playing very well, start improving as well, fix some of those mistakes.
All right, Daniel, thank you for being here. We have to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll show you what you can look forward to on next week's Channel 8 update. Stick around.
Hey, Deja, you have a call.
Oh, okay. Hello?
Welcome back. Since earlier in our show we mentioned it was Black History Month, we wanted you to know about a variety of events that Kansas State University's Black Student Union is hosting throughout the month.
The first of which will be a kickoff address held tonight in the Union Courtyard at 7 o'clock. For a full list of Black History Month events, you can visit the Black Student Union webpage at www.k-state.edu/BSU.
We just wanted to update you again on the 18 hyenas that a K-State professor is trying to help save.
Meetings will be held throughout the weekend with both Kansas State and the University of California, Berkeley to help find a home for the hyenas.
We will keep you updated on the hyenas and how you can help.
Kansas State School of Engineering has always been known as a successful program.
One of the aspects that has made it so successful is its graduate student-run nuclear reactor.
This research facility takes pride in the safety of the student body and in their development of bettering their education. Ward Hall is the home of this reactor, and this housed this facility since 1962.
Many Manhattan residents do not know about the dangers posed by this facility.
Tune in next week for an in-depth look at K-State's own nuclear reactor. Well, that will do it for this edition of Channel 8 News for the surrounding Kansas State and Manhattan area.
Thanks for joining us. For Monty, Todd, Chris, and all of us here at Channel 8, I'm Shelby Danielson. Thanks for stopping by.